Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You are looking at a VK100-01P. It's a Tier 8 German heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and this one's under the command of Ratty87. But unfortunately, it's another troll video. Yes, I'm afraid we've got another troll trying to interfere with somebody else's game. Well, Ratty's in the VK100-01P, which is a design by Porsche for a 100-ton tank, and he's going to get trolled by one member of his own team. Oh well, it hasn't started off very well because the Super Hellcat just rammed into that Pershing, who's then getting rammed by several other teammates on the way to the front. Now the VK is quite a heavy tank, so it does actually need quite a bit of a lift, and the Super Hellcat's decided to start shooting into the VK. Not that that's going to have any effect, of course, because now that team damage has been taken off, it has no effect whatsoever. He's just wasting his credits firing a shell at his teammates, but what he's also done is reduced any chance of him getting a high caliber medal, because even if he was to do the highest amount of damage, the system would deny him the high caliber on the basis that he tried to do team damage to one of his teammates. Well, Ratty's still making his way down to the Western Pass, and he's now being fired on again by another Super Hellcat there, and that one was an enemy one, but it failed to penetrate him. So I think we'll follow the battle, and we can see shells from the Super Hellcat behind us still raining or being fired past us. He fires around into the Progetto, gets 292. Now, the gun he's actually using is the 105mm with 320 alpha and penetration of 200mm, with the APCR that goes up to 244. Okay, and the Super Hellcat's turned up behind us, probably to fire rounds into us, but he's not going to do very well there because all that happens there is he hits a rock. So, what's he going to do? Yes, he's going to troll Ratty by shooting into him. Complete waste of time doing what he's doing. Yes, there you go. He's firing in. Yes, we know you're there. You're wasting your time, you know. There's no team damage anymore. All you're doing is denying us the opportunity to have a gun shooting at the enemy rather than at our team. And Ratty's backed up to give himself a bit more room to side scrape, and the Super Hellcat is blocking him and fires into him again. So, the name of this player is supervirgy. Supervirgy. And he's still firing at Ratty, even though it has absolutely no effect whatsoever. Just wasting ammunition. And of course giving away his position. Because if you're an Arty on the enemy team, you'll be looking at shells that are coming in and then stopping at a particular point. So you'll be able to see the shells fired by the Super Hellcat, which then hit the VK and just stop. Well, our Link 6x6 there just got evicted from the heights on the Western Pass. Centurion 5-1 up there. And the Super Hellcat now is got in front of a Ratty, which means that he can't really pull forward into a safe position. And the Super Hellcat has finally left. After taking a round from the enemy. In fact, 2 rounds, I think. Now you can see that one of the rounds from the enemy that actually struck went through the weak spot in the round part of that turret. You can see that spot there, that's a heat round that went through. And another round's been fired at him by the Super Hellcat, who's subsequently been hit by yet another round from the enemy. And this time round he was hit by the SU-152, and that round also penetrated the weak spot right in the turret, you know, that rounded part. And that looked to be a heat round as well. But it was actually from the Super Hellcat. Or is it an HE round? Well, this time round he actually got a hit from the enemy Arty, the Lorraine, who managed to work out where Ratty was probably from the spotting by the enemy team though, and he's finally been taken out by the SU-152. So supervirgy is the name of the troll, and he's finally pulled away. He's elsewhere. We're looking to find him. There he is. That's the troll. Is he going to be any use to our team whatsoever? I doubt it. The score's 5-5, so it's anybody's game at the moment. But if this player had any sense whatsoever, he'd be trying to play that tank for what it's actually good for. But of course he doesn't have any sense, that's why he's trolling. Unfortunately, it appears that he's been given this tank by Wargaming, not earned it for actually playing, but just been given it, and now he's intending to troll somebody else. Yes, he's now trolling the T-43. So this is a, what would you say, this is not incorrigible, it's what's the word I'm thinking of, but he's a persistent troll, that's the word I would say. He's doing it on a regular basis, and he's trying to ruin the game for each player that he attaches himself to. First it was Ratty, and now it's this player, Trail of Death, who's being attacked by supervirgy. Yep, definite troll. Now Wargaming, what you need to do is you need to ban these people. When we've identified a troll behaving like this, they need to be taken out of the game. They need to be given a warning by Wargaming. If you continue this behavior, you will be removed from the game. Now we accept that obviously normally you'd get a ban, and you used to get a ban if you turn blue. You get a ban for a day or 2 days or 3 days, but of course nobody turns blue anymore unless of course they can actually force somebody over a cliff. Well, this guy is trying to kill the T-43. He's not trying to kill the enemy. There's an enemy up on top of the hill, but he's not interested in that. He just wants to kill his own team. And, well, the Lynx has now come round, and he's probably getting fed up with this Super Hellcat as well. Our T-43 can't take part in the battle. And, in fact, the western pass is now open, so the T-43 realises that the enemy could be flooding through towards our cap any second. And what's the Super Hellcat doing? Trolling him. He can't move anywhere. The Super Hellcat's trying to push him over the cliff. And if he goes down that cliff, he could die, because an uncontrolled fall over that cliff would be terminal. Well, team are definitely losing now. They're 2 tanks down. And the Super Hellcat has finally been killed by the enemy, by that AT-15A. And there's probably a good chance that the AT-15A is probably going to take out the T-43 as well. He does go over the edge of the cliff, but can he control the fall? Well, thank goodness he did, because otherwise that fall would have been fatal. He manages to get away, but I'm afraid this game appears to be a complete loser. There are 3 tanks down. The T-43 is returning to the cap area, and I don't think there's much that he can do. Yes, he's managed to spot a Lancer C coming through the western pass. He's been killed. He was taken out by the Lynx. So it looks like the T-43 is now trying to help the team by spotting anything comes through, firing at them. And oh dear, that's the sight he didn't want to see, and he just got hit by a massive round from the SU-152. And the other team players are actually noting that the Super Hellcat was blocking this T-43 and stopping him from taking part in the game. And the Arty player is saying no, he wasn't sleeping, he is actually fighting the game. The person who was who was sleeping, wasn't taking part in the game, was the Super Hellcat, because he was trolling. I'm afraid this T-43, if he keeps doing this, is probably going to get taken out by that SU-152. We're following the M12 now. No, going back to the T-43. And yes, took a big hit from the SU-152 again. And despite the fact that he pulled forward to take a shot, the SU-152 pulled back into cover quickly. He's a one shot now for that SU-152. If he pulls forward again, that will be it. And the enemy Super Hellcat, being played properly, gets behind him. He turns to engage and gets properly wiped out by the Super Hellcat's 90mm gun. Well, that's one person who's playing his Super Hellcat properly. And now that he's through, there's a Progetto as well. He's just got wiped out. The Lynx 6x6 got him. But I think the Lynx 6x6 is about to be taken out by the Super Hellcat. No, the SU-152 got him instead. So this game is all but over. We do have a Striv S1 and a Tiger P, but I'm afraid there's it's looking now as if the game's going to be very one-sided. T-34 is approaching the Tiger P. A Borsig managed to get past him. And there goes the Tiger P. There goes the Striv S1, who killed himself actually. Looks like he dived over the edge of the cliff, or it says here that he crashed, so he probably dived over the edge of the cliff. And that just leaves the M12 as the last one alive, and he does get a shot on the Borsig, but gets taken out by the return fire. So, troll at work. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats and we'll see the true identity of that player. Well, unfortunately for Ratty, he didn't get much damage on the enemy. He did get one shot on the Progetto 46, 292 hit points, but that was about it, I'm afraid. And if we look at the team score, we can see he's way down the table. But well below him is this player, supervirgy, who is the troll. And he didn't get any damage on the enemy whatsoever, any kills, and just 120 XP for turning up. And the same thing was true for the SU-152 on their team, who got no damage, no kills, and 126 for turning up. But at least the SU-152 did not troll anyone. This guy did. Let's have a look and see what his true identity is. Yep, that is his real name, supervirgy. And supervirgy has played 9,000 games in World of Tanks and still hasn't learned to perform better than getting a personal rating of 2567 with a 45.43% win rate. Yes, I think we know why your win rate is so low, because you spend so much of your time trolling other people. Yes, you're a very, very, very bad player. One ace tanker out of 95 tanks. Yes, I think you are. Yes, he needs training, this guy. He needs to learn how to play the game properly. That's probably why he's trolling, because he doesn't know how to play the game properly at all. In fact, he's only ever had 2 top guns in the entire game and 7 high calibers. So yes, he is a very poor player, we should say. But we're not trying to shame him for his abilities. What we're trying to do is encourage this guy to actually, or encourage Wargaming to remove this guy from the game, because he shouldn't be in the game if he's misbehaving like this, because he's breaking Wargaming rules. So please, Wargaming, remove supervirgy from the game. Either suspend him for a week with a warning if he misbehaves again he will get a longer ban, or at least send him a note saying his actions have been noted, and if he continues to troll others, then you will punish him for his behavior. We aren't reporting these people, but for some reason Wargaming is not doing their job properly, and they're not stopping these people from breaking the rules. So please remove supervirgy from the game. Thanks for watching.